right to it as a review of Troopzero.
Troopzero, a movie we saw. Did you you texted me and said...
I said, we just watched this. And then you said, hey, I'll watch it too.
I had it on my list already.
I know, I was going to say, I wanted to watch it anyway. I had seen the trailers, love a lot of people in it. Yeah. My flavor of movie anyway.
I saw NASA in the description.
Oh, okay, that's what intrigued you about it.
Yeah, I was like,
maybe it is
gold record. Everybody heard about that gold record.
Yeah, and I saw Sundance Film Festival mentions Jim Gaffigan, Allison Janney.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Gaffigan's what got you, right?
Jim Gaffigan, right?
I love him.
He's great. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell the trailers.
Viola
what got
Davis.
Me. Viola Davis. Allison Janney is huge in here, but it just has that indie kind of feel to it when you see it, when you see the way it's done.
Tell us about it, Kelly.
So let's dive into logistics first. Troopzero is a 2019 American comedy drama film directed by Bert and Bertie, which
nice, not the Sesame Street characters.
Right? No, they didn't do this one. It's so easy to do. From a screenplay by Beast of the Southern Wild co-writer Lucy Alibar, and inspired by Alibar's 2010 play Christmas and Jubilee Behold the Meteor Shower. The film stars Viola Davis, McKenna Grace, Jim Gaffigan, Mike Epps, Charlie Shotwell, and Allison Janney. The film had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival on February 1st, 2019. It was released on January 17th, 2020 by Amazon Studios.
Plot.
The plot is just so good.
Yeah,
the plot.
In rural Georgia in 1977, a group of elementary school misfits led by spunky outcast Christmas Flint join forces to infiltrate the high and mighty Birdie Scouts youth group in order to win a talent show. The winning Birdies will earn the right to have their voices included on the Voyager Golden Record, which Christmas believes will be heard by her deceased mother if they can just win the show.
So there you go. So I oversimplify it and say that it's a modern Bad News Bears. Or it's a modern...
It's something we've seen
Revenge
before.
of the Nerds.
Yeah, there's a little bit
It's like an elevated version
Beverly
of those.
Hills in there. There's a little bit of Moonrise Kingdom. There's a lot of influences, I think.
Right. So the basic storyline has been done before, but it's really well done. They've elevated the writing and the acting and just
the thing about having something that you've seen before or a familiar story is who can do it better? Is this going to be the best version of that story?
And there's something about familiarity that pulls you in. And then when it's done very well, it elevates it that much further.
Yeah.
Everyone loves comfort, right?
Like, and then you might be expecting something, and then if it changes, you know, like the ending. Well, anything. I think The Outsiders, or maybe we were talking about last episode, where you think you're expecting something, like I know what's going to happen. And it doesn't.
I want that to happen. I do. But let me tell you the pulls for me. What I think are my very consistent favorite qualities of my all-time favorite movies that this knocked out of the park. Funny, inspiring, strong acting.
Really strong.
And memorable characters.
Yeah. I like it. Yep, those are all, I would agree with all of those points.
Let's talk about the characters. Go right to the cast.
Okay, so let me just start with Jim Gaffigan because we all just love him. His stand-up is...
Don loves him.
Him. I do. I adore him. He's got 5 kids. His wife beat brain cancer. She writes most of his jokes.
Really?
Oh, man.
Yeah, in fact, he was so funny in a lot of interviews.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, she had a brain tumor, and it was you know, scary, touch and go for a while. And he was so funny even when he was talking about it, like, you know, as devastating as that would be to lose your wife and your best friend and like the mother of your 5 children. He was like, on top of that, she writes my jokes.
Perfect.
Like,
you got a joke out of it.
That's the perfect joke for it. Oh, that's awesome. He is great. Did you ever see his show? He did a fun show.
Yeah.
And great stand-up. Yeah, and he's playing the hillbilly lawyer father of the main female character.
And they
it was very
sprinkled
eccentric.
him in.
Yes.
Right.
You know,
it wasn't overdone.
I think he was the funniest part of the movie.
Well, I think they knew that McKenna Grace, Christmas, that, you know, she was pretty powerful, and he didn't want to overshadow her.
Right.
Okay, right. And she, as well, is huge in the movie and such an amazing performance.
That's what I'll give you about the balance of this cast, because you had a lot of huge names, very memorable characters, and all of them were so well done that not any one of them overpowered or overshadowed the other. Because Viola Davis could do that to any one of them too.
Oh,
I mean, Jim Gaffigan could have done that. Several of the child actors could have even taken the show, but it was so well balanced.
It was. And
there were so many strong characters.
I wonder if part of that was because a lot of the movie was that the child actors. There was a lot of scenes where it was just them. Right. So that, you know, you would get the adult actors for you know, one-on-one with the child actors occasionally. But yeah, they definitely kind of interspersed them into the movie in a nice way.
Yeah.
And I think that was a team effort. Everyone's acting was phenomenal, but editing, directing, all of that was done extremely well for this film.
Yeah, and each of those adult characters had a really cool storyline. You know, and then you got Viola Davis. You know, she was the secretary, Jim Gaffigan's secretary,
with aspirations to go to law school.
Exactly. Yeah, and they do a good job of kind of taking you through each one of their little story arcs too.
And I will second that, in that it was perfectly introduced, resolved, not overdone, and not unresolved.
Right. Yep. Each one didn't get a huge resolve or a huge story arc, but they all kind of went somewhere.
It was enough to hook you.
Yeah. So Allison Janney, you know, as the villain scout leader of let's say the Mean Girls scout troop.
Right.
Even she's got a little story arc. You know, her arc.
Yeah.
You know, she ends up a little better in the end.
Well, they didn't make her too wicked. They didn't make her too wicked.
No, not too wicked, but you know, certainly.
The arc and the resolution was appropriate for each and every one of the characters. And that, like, maybe that's the best way to put it, because even she had her, you know, appropriate resolution. Minnie, if it was at the end when she's talking to her old neighbor, and she gives her words of encouragement, so she's not so terrible after all. And
right. Yep.
Yeah, it was ultimately, and that's another word I want to use, is like redemption. That's where the inspiring comes in.
Yeah, but they did it in a way that didn't seem like overly cliche.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't like super happy ending. You know.
No.
But
that's why I like indie films.
Not to spoil things.
It was almost tragic ending.
Yeah, in a way, but then again, you know, there was that feeling of
you knew that it had to be
a good redemptive feeling in the end.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It came to a nice conclusion. You know, it's not a perfect world. They don't try to, you know, give you like a Disney ending where everything wraps up perfectly.
The loser doesn't necessarily win. You can't expect a perfect formula.
Right.
And that was the point of the movie.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but at the end, I was expecting, like, you know.
You were expecting that ultra happy
I thought
ending.
it was going to be just like, and, you know, everything's going to fall into place. But it didn't.
But they made, so that, I think, actually made it a better movie.
Yeah.
I agreed. Agreed.
Right.
It actually went in a couple of different ways, more specifically tying other resolutions into place.
Yeah.
And that was a more sophisticated ending.
What did you think about I thought immediately what pulled me into this movie, which made me excited, was the cinematography. The whole filming of it was absolutely beautiful for this kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wide shots everywhere.
Yeah.
Camera work, nice and slow, flowing.
Yes. Right.
Big wide shots so you can see where we
are.
are.
Even randomly, like, she's running home from school or whatever, and they pan out to, like, this huge Georgia skyline. I mean, they're supposed to be in Georgia. And I don't know offhand where this was actually shot, but it's just beautiful skyline, scenic. And
that's what I want to see.
And she, like, trips and falls.
It was great.
It's just, like, really well done shots.
Yeah, and that elevates it as well, because it's not, you know, formulaic, just point and shoot.
That was the scene that hooked me right there.
Unexpected cinematography on top of like very well done acting and storyline.
Yeah, the color palette also.
Love it.
I mean, it was beautiful. It had like a...
But subtle. It wasn't
Really warm.
overpowering.
Yeah, it's a very natural look. You know,
it was well
a
shot.
lot of nature.
and it was also, it had that retro feel because it's supposed to be the 70s.
Yes, that had that like subtle, slightly sepia tone to it.
Right.
Exactly.
It didn't go. It went directly to Amazon Prime, right?
I believe
As
so.
far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Another one of those movies with
I
huge
know.
stars.
Could
that
have
just go
been.
right there.
This would have been a great theater movie for sure.
Oh, for sure. I don't see it as being a huge blockbuster. It's not. I don't think they were going for a mass appeal here. You know, they're going story over, you know, hoopla or a big bang.
Hollywood splash.
Yeah,
What do you think about the lead character, McKenna?
I thought she was great.
I mean, do you recognize her from anywhere?
I do
No, I
recognize her from
don't.
a bunch of stuff. Should
What?
I tell you all of the things
Yeah,
she
let me-
was?
let
I
me-
mean, I know
tell
her
me.
from
Okay.
The Haunting in Hill House, which
Oh.
I've watched a
Annabelle.
little bit. Annabelle Comes Home, which I forgot to tell you. I watched that last night. Fantastic. And she was in I, Tonya.
She played Tanya at 8 to 12 years old.
I
There she
wanted
Along
is.
with Allison Janney,
I wanted to see
which
that and
played
never
her
did.
mom.
There you go. She's also, right now, she's in Young Sheldon, a TV
Wait,
show.
Did I see the new Ghostbusters?
Yeah, she's going to be in the new
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay,
She's going to be in
okay.
that.
She may be blowing up.
She also played...
She was really good.
She played Carol Danvers in Captain Marvel.
Really?
She plays the young... She's not in a lot, but all those flashback
Oh.
scenes with the little girl driving the go-kart and crashing, you know...
We don't have her
That's
age,
her.
do you? I mean, she's young.
I don't have her.
Or
Well,
she-
yes, born in 2006, so she's 14.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. She plays...
Yeah, she plays younger, but that's going to be true of any, kid that age. They can pull off.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
she
same thing
plays
with, like, 25-year-olds playing high school characters.
I thought she was like
That's what they do
11.
in the movies.
I thought she was like 11.
No, yeah, I can see
Did
that.
you?
I didn't think she was that young. Believable in this
12.
role, for sure.
How old was she supposed to be in this role?
Probably 10-ish.
10.
I mean, that's crazy. A 14-year-old can play 10 or 11.
Well, that's... you
And
do that
maybe
all
a
the
little
time.
bit, because there was a...
25-years are regularly playing
But that
high
means
school
That's
people.
what
That
I'm
means
saying.
that the right director could get her to play 17 pretty soon and have her do some,
It's
horribly risque. You know what I mean?
Well, usually they go the other
It's-
way. Usually
right.
they play a
She
young...
could play, like...
She
She could
20
still play a 12-year-old at 17.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to have a wide range of.
Yeah,
age.
she
Because
was
you want an
fantastic.
accomplished actor in any child role. You still want to have, experience.
I mean, looking at you, you could probably get makeup and hair
oh my
done.
goodness.
Easily play 14.
Oh my gosh, I almost
I
knocked
agree
off my
totally.
headphones at that.
Totally.
Don,
Oh, Dave,
you
you're the
are
best.
you are a solid.
You'd have to dye his beard.
Yeah.
And then
right,
you
I'm
could
going,
pull off-
I'm
I
going
mean,
big...
I'm
big
sure
these
makeup
days.
could get you to actually look your age, but
I'm tired, man. Come on. I can't do 25 anymore.
We need to post that picture of Don pole vaulting.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we'll do.
Oh yeah, I'll do that this week.
Instagram,
Yeah, that was it was a couple of lifetimes ago.
you post it, I'll repost it.
Okay,
Because
sounds
seriously, it's so good, and I was like, oh, there he is.
That was fun.
It still looks exactly like you. You really don't
Don
look much
used to
different.
exercise.
I did, yeah. That was.
You were buff.
How about that, huh? Back in the day,
Oh, you
I was,
still exercise.
I do
He
something.
doesn't.
I did yoga for an hour today.
There you
Really?
go.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Try to stay limber. But back to Troop Zero. The overall feel of it. What did you think? I mean,
I love
not big laughs. It's not like a Good Boys or the Good Boys movie. This is more.
No, it's not supposed to
you
be
know,
hilarious, but
right. It's
there
a little
were
bit more
definitely-
sweet and cute and touching.
I'm gonna pull out my notepad here where I write
Mhm.
down the grades for every movie
there
this
was a
year.
few moments where you definitely chuckle out loud, though. I mean, like, you have Jim Gaffigan, like,
Oh yeah.
where are my pants?
Where am I?
And, did you move my pants?
I don't watch him as much as you guys, so it was a treat for me. Like,
and Viola
like, wow,
Davis
he's
was
funny.
super funny in this too.
I
Her
love
subtle, she was like, "Good
Yeah.
Lord, I didn't touch your pants," like those kind of moments. And
did you ever watch How to Get Away with Murder?
yes,
That's a great.
not. I mean, I'm not
You
not a
dabbled
huge
in
fan.
it?
Yes, I've seen some scenes.
Suicide
That's all I will
Squad.
say.
Yeah.
She's
She's
gold.
I have
She
not
is
seen-
gold in anything
She
she's
would
in.
knock anything she does out of the park.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. We all know that. The Help was one of my favorite movies, and I read the
The
book too of
child
that.
actors in here too. I mean,
They were surprisingly good.
They did not detract at all. They all brought something. I mean,
Not for a moment did I forget. I mean,
yeah.
How do you say it? When there are weaknesses in child acting, you remember that you're watching a movie.
Yes. Right. And
Not
here
once did that happen
you did
in this
not.
movie.
No, because they did
were
a nice job.
100% character.
They did, and they each were bringing a different kind of misfit storyline to it, and they did a nice job of kind of giving each one of them a nice arc.
Right.
There's a boy that's kind of playing in this girl world. There's a couple of tough chicks. There's
they covered a lot of territory.
Misfits of all kinds, and
The
did a
boy
great
that
job.
played the boy that was in the
Joseph.
troop, he was great.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
right.
was. He did an awesome job too. And again, not once did I forget that not once did I think I was watching a movie.
right, because of something that they did that was like, oh, okay,
Right, you're acting.
yeah, you're acting.
I mean, I watched this movie the first time, as you know, on a treadmill, which
Yes.
took me
Which is cool.
I watched a little bit before I watched
How far did you go?
5.3 miles.
Wow.
It took me to watch this movie. 88 minutes I was on the treadmill, and 600 calories. Burned up some of them barbecue chips.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
a great way to multitask.
Mhm.
But I did watch it a second time,
Paying attention.
paying attention.
And was it better the second time? Did you catch some stuff you had missed?
It was just as good.
Just as
All
good.
right.
I watched it twice in the same day. So,
I thought it was an excellent movie.
And let me just say the one other thing that put it over the top for me was David Bowie.
yeah, the song we have.
Yes.
You know what's very tough about
I'm
this
with
song
you. I'm with you, Kelly.
I'm playing in the background?
Space Odyssey.
Is it is a very, very stereo song.
Oh, it's
okay?
going with,
And we
ear.
record in mono.
Ah.
Okay, so everybody hears us. This is a mono recording.
Oh, really?
And to get this song in mono
Difficult?
was difficult.
Mm.
Well, nice
And
job getting it.
It actually doesn't sound the same.
No, but that's okay.
Right.
I'm glad you got it.
I actually was listening to it once with headphones, and one of them wasn't working.
Yeah.
And you
You
totally, it's
only
like the
hear
song is
certain elements.
right. It's like the song is like gone for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it comes back in on the other side because, yeah. But that added a lot to this movie too. Helped with the feel of it.
I was choked up.
They did a couple of
Well,
Bowie
they-
songs.
Yeah, tearjerker.
They spin the rocket around at the end. Not going to spoil anything. I was like,
Oh yeah, it's
Dave started running a little faster at that moment.
no, I was sad. The second time I watched it, I was like, actually, like, I wanted to like leave the room. I was like, huh, I'd be choked up.
Yeah,
aw.
there was that's the elements of the film that I loved. I mean, a little bit of a tearjerker, but ultimately,
I believed everybody,
yeah,
you know, and that's all you can expect. I mean, that's all you can hope for. 2 hours of entertainment where you can be like transported to this trailer park,
It's a short
wherever they were.
transported. Yes,
hour and
absolutely.
34 minutes of transport to
I'm gonna give it probably.
troopzero.
I'll tell you what my grade is right here. I wrote it down a B+. Is that fair? Is that
That's fair. Oh, Don gave it a B+ too.
Don gives it a B+.
It's written on paper, so I'm not just copying.
It was really good. It's a movie where I could get excited and go, it's an A+ movie.
Yeah.
I really didn't have anything wrong with it.
Right.
But
again, to me, I guess it's only because it's not my kind of, I tend to watch more Marvel movies.
well, I didn't expect I didn't expect you to tell me, oh, watch Troop Zero.
Well,
I
so
did
here's
immediately.
what I'll step in and give it a solid A
Yeah.
because this is my kind of movie.
Okay.
I love this kind of movie. This
I knew
flavor
this was going to
of
be right in your
of
wheelhouse.
Outsiders. It's funny.
Outsiders.
It's quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. This is my brand. Solid A.
Yeah, and that's a good brand because I mean this stuff. There a lot of these. Does this kind of align at all with peanut butter?
Peanut Butter Falcon.
Peanut Butter
Sure.
Falcon.
Yeah, a little
Same
bit.
type of
That's
movie?
because it's my brand. It's you have Outsiders, you have funny, you have memorable characters, phenomenal acting,
Okay.
a little bit of redemption and inspiration.
Yeah.
That's my brand, man.
Cool. It's a great movie.
Solid A.
Solid A.
There you
A
go.
couple of B pluses. That's a definite recommend from the Movie Chatter podcast crew.
Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah. Love it. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
MovieChatterPodcast@gmail.com.
that's a show. That was just a show. Hope you like small, bam, knock it out shows.
Sometimes people don't like to wiggle through the whole
Yeah.
2-hour show to find a review.
Well,
Now we're going to give them to you.
Yeah.
piecemeal.
I think that's better. And you can get right to what you're interested in.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And we'll see which one's more popular. Because I know if you're watching or not.
Cool.
I know.
And it makes it
Dave's
easy.
like, I know.
I got the eye in the sky.
Makes it good for YouTube videos as well. Check us out there at Movie Chatter Podcast
absolutely.
Video at gmail.com.
We would like a couple more subscribers to YouTube.
Yeah.
Can we make that happen?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Just hit the
Click it.
button.
Clickety, clickety,
Clickety, clickety.